Yes, this is my Wheels Through Time coffee mug that I hauled back from Maggie Valley in the Lowrider ST saddlebags, and somehow or another did not break it or break off the end. And I'm having my Halloween eggnog. It's eggnog season. I know it's been like 14 days since I posted a video. I've shot some videos that just haven't been happy with it, and I realized I was putting um, the perfect before good. And I'd write scripts. I had these ideals and these shots, and I'm going to start learning how to do narration over my videos because I'd have these beautiful shots, but when I go back to edit them and what I was saying on the video did not match what I really wanted to say, and I thought to myself, I was like, I got to quit writing scripts. I got to get a theory in my head and or ideal in my head and just run with it. That's what I've been successful with so far, or what I feel comfortable with so far, and that's what I'm going to do. I just got off night shift. It is Friday morning. It is garbage day, and I just took my garbage out, and hopefully the neighbor's fat pit bull doesn't knock my garbage can over. And then that when he knocks it over, then the family of skunks come out and get in it. And I don't mind the family of skunks because they were here first, and they actually serve a purpose other than my neighbor's fat pit bull who walks in the street and barks at all the cars. Anyway, uh, it is Halloween weekend for me and Eva, my daughter Eva. She's going to go as the Invisible Man, and maybe I'll get footage of it this weekend if we don't get rained out. And I'm very excited for her. And me and her's been having a lot of good times. I'm living closer to her now, and I know there's a lot of personal stuff, but I'm just filling you in on the gap in our videos and my mindset, which is I feel like my channel is a little different than other motor vlogs, and you're not going to get this Ace of Swords feed from other motor vlogs like you will from me. Um, we've been catching up on some TV shows that she's been wanting to watch. She had never seen the Batman Beyond series, and me and her watched that. And now we're watching Doom Patrol. Doom, Doom Patrol. It's very good. She's 15. She's old enough now to be embarrassed about the stuff she should be embarrassed about. But we were having a good time watching it, and it's a very, very interesting show. I'm enjoying it a lot. Um, anyway, my bike is up in the shop right now because it was raining last week, and while I don't mind riding in the rain, um, I don't have my shed built out back yet, and I really hated sitting my bike just sitting out front in the rain. It just felt wrong. I don't know why it's different riding in the rain and then it parked in the rain. I don't know what was going on in my mindset. I could always throw a tarp over, but I did feel that way. And me and my coworker Zane worked on my kids' cars. Zane put a CV axle in Angus's car, got his car back on the road, so I got my Camaro back. And so I've been driving my Camaro. But on top of that, all of that, because of the rain, we had such a long dry season. Um, the the people harvesting corn was kind of lazy about it, and I was like noticing, like, deer rut's going to start, and your corn's still up, and then a couple of days before it rained, all the combines are out there running full blast, knocking down corn, and it was like the wildlife was going crazy. I've seen raccoons, coyotes, and deer everywhere for a couple of days there right before it started raining, and I'm thinking the headlight's not that good on the road glide. I do have a new headlight put in it, but I haven't done it yet. Might do that today, Pete. Pete, if you watch this today, I might call you later afternoon after I wake up from night shift here. It depends on how many eggnogs I have this morning. And put the new headlight in. But I was like, the deer were running, bolting out in the road, and they're going to start rut. And I was like, well, this is definitely the universe giving me a signal. Like, maybe I need to park the bike for a couple of weeks, let the deer calm down. Gun season will be starting, and all the buckeyes will be running all around, with their fresh camo and their what's the camo that's real popular that that a corporation recently. You guys know, all the Buckeyes wear it. Anyway, well, as a kid, Grandpa used to take me hunting, and we hunted on the ground. We lived in the mountains, and we hunted on the ground on the side of mountains. And we never wore camo. We never. I think he made us. Grandpa would make us take a bath in baking soda and kill our scent. But we were kids, me and my little brother, my cousins. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. Um, with the theme, it seems like the last couple of weeks I've talked to everybody has been the economy, and with good reason. And like everybody's like, "Oh, the price of gas is going down." It's like, yeah, well, price of gas is going down. You can't afford to go to the grocery, so interest rates ain't falling. So and I think about that. My kids buying a house someday, and interest rates being high with this economy. I know, and the boomers will be like, "Well, interest rates were more high in the old days." Like, yeah, well, you wasn't paying what you pay for everything else in your life, utilities and all that. These rural utilities are brutal. Anyway, and houses being overpriced. But anyway, I'm saying that because, as everybody knows, that Indian got bought out by an private equity firm, and those words are like the most grotesque sentence to say. I had a lot of faith in Indian. I really liked the FTR 1200, and I was hoping that as it progressed, it would become different. I don't know, KTM-ish, more KTM-ish, compete against KTM um, in the sport bike regards. I was hoping the FTR would get a full fairing and clip-ons and rear set kind of situation, because the FTR sounds amazing with a good pipe on it. And it's good that Indian exists because it motivates Harley Davidson to do better, and they have done better, even if some of the stuff they do is very cringe. And I find myself like sometimes like seeing the cringe stuff they do, and even understanding that they have a bigger market that I understand, and they have to placate to customers that I wouldn't cross the street for. I have to pull myself out of those lower frequencies and say, listen, that's a negative way of looking things, and I need to do better. I need to not be. I need to be the better person and understanding, and you know, you know. Um, I don't always understand the motorcycles people choose or the styles they choose to customize them, and I have to work on being more accepting of it. I don't have to be accepting of it. I can just go, I don't think that. I think it's weird. I think it's cringe. But I need to do better. What would happen if my kids show up someday riding a moped? Kind of like mopeds. I do kind of like mopeds. I really like scooters. I think scooters are cool as hell. I used to restore. My buddy Kevin restored Limbrettas and Vespas, and he would bring them to me. And like some of them, he looked like they got dragged out of the bottom of a Korean river and drug across the gravel road on the way to my house. And I enjoyed the curves of the front of Vespas and Limbrettas. It don't just come up like that. It's like a salad bowl right there at the bottom as it curves up. It's beautiful. It's just like, and I would used to love to take the hammer and dolly and work them curves back into them, because they always got beat up because they got banged around in garages and hit by cars, and they look so beautiful when they get them all perfect and smooth, and I'd be spraying the paint on them and clear on them, and I'm like, oh, this is such a beautiful design. So I learned I have a love affair for Italian scooters. Uh, but like I was very disappointed in the 2025 Harley Lowrider ST that they're two into one. The only Harley Davidson can make the two into one look ugly. It reminds me of the two into one they've put on every bike they've ever did a two into one on. It's like, really? Look at the aftermarket. Look how good the aftermarket. Now, I granted they got to put heat guards on them, but it's like you manage to shove emissions and new technology into motorcycles and make them look good, and then you just fall apart on air cleaners and seats and exhaust risers. I don't understand that, like that committee, that green lit committee, and that's why I always like Indian would have the cool thing, like the windshield, it would go up and down. And it's like that's pretty revolutionary. Now I don't know what the longevity of that working, and honestly, it's so cheap to buy a Harley windshield. Just swap it out, 3 bolts. I understand it's just not that big a deal for Harley to switch that, but it was a revolutionary idea. It was like forward thinking, and obviously it meant something to people because it was a selling point. Um, I really want them to stay in business, but I know that private equity funds' main job, and Mitt Romney would tell you that buy a business, let it fail, tear it apart, sell it, sell the name, sell the parts, and get some government relief for not doing your job, for doing exactly what you're supposed to do, and then next thing you know, you got stuff imported. I don't believe this tariff stuff is going to stop imports one single bit. It's just anyway. We're not going there. We're definitely not going to low frequencies there. Anyway, hold on for 1 second. I'm using a good camera, and I can start it and stop it right here. I had to refill my eggnog. I love eggnog. Yeah, and could I ask boomers, especially boomers and some Gen X's, to quit falling for the clickbait Facebook stuff? These foreign-run, Indian-run clickbait sites that drag you in, like, oh, modern bikes have key fobs and technology, and the battery on the key fob goes dead, and all of a sudden the bike won't start. It's like, yeah, well, guess what? In the old days, you pulled up to a gas station, you just turn your knob off, and you don't think nothing of it because you don't lock it up, because you don't want to lock up your forks every single time you go to the gas station. And someone goes out there that knows how Harley start, they just turn the knob, one knob, and they drive off with your bike. I remember the first time I went to Daytona in 1994, I believe, and all the bars had a film showing on the big screen TVs that showed how fast people stole bikes. And one of them was the people just turning the knob and driving off on your bike, just like, oh, yep, Harleys don't have no security systems. It's true, if you don't lock that fork. And over the years, I always thought that, I always worried about that. And I got in a habit where I pulled my key out and locked my forks every single time I stopped my bike, because I didn't want somebody just driving off on my bike. So yeah, the key fob works. Did the key fob bite me in the ass back in 2013 on a trip to New York City, and me and Andy struggled all weekend to figure it out? Yes. Did I figure it out? Yes. Would I like to have security on a new bike? My new Road Glide? Yes. Anyway, my point is that people fall for these clickbait things, and it is this lower vibration, is this negative personality, this negative, like, if they suck, then I must be great. And it's just not. I think motorcycling brings out a lot of joy in my life, and it brings out a lot of joy in all my friends' life. I like nothing better than I go to Pete's, and Pete's like, oh yeah, so and so brought his bike over and we worked on it, or I loaded a bike, had to go get my trailer and go pick up the bike for somebody, and we're gonna build this project. Or Ryan's wife just bought him a Dynaglide for his birthday. It's like, these are all these exciting, positive stories. When I go to Pete's, he's always got these positive stories to tell. Or any of my motorcycle friends, all my motorcycle friends, they always have these exciting stories. And a lot of them are like, I got too many projects, I'm overwhelmed, I don't know what to do with them. It's like, well, sometimes that happens too. But yeah, it's a positive overwhelming. It's not like, oh my God, it's the end of the earth. How am I going to pay my, this medical bill I have, that, and my company's cutting back my hours, and, that sort of stuff. My company's reconfiguring our pay system, which is very common sound I hear that. My health insurance is going up 16%. Yeah, all right. Thanks. My car insurance is going up 10%. I recently raised my car insurance on all my vehicles Because as my insurance adjuster said, and he was very right, modern cars, you hit a modern car and you total it and it's worth more than $75,000, and your insurance coverage only goes to $75,000. Guess who's stuck with the paying the rest of whatever that vehicle owns? And there's a lot of people out there, like, it's not like you'd be running to a Rolls Royce these days to have to run that kind of money. A lot of modern cars are worth that much. You know, you hit a new Corvette, that guy's going to get a lawyer. He's, you know, and you're wind up getting sued, and plead bankruptcy or something, just so you don't have to pay for this guy's quarter panel on a Corvette. A boomer guy with a vinyl jacket that says Corvette down the sleeve. The Corvette crunching. Mm, there I go. I fall right back into the lower vibrations, didn't I? I know, I'm not perfect. I have to work on it too. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to catch up. I wanted to get in this habit of, like, maybe I'm getting this habit of having these like little daily or couple daily checkups, and like, hey, we're just going to talk about what's going on. And today seems to be about, um, what would that be? The Wheel of Fortune reversed? I don't know. I'll have to ask Kelly. Anyway, um, if this while we usually have a couple unsponsored um, ads in my videos, one of them is the Wheels Through Time, and you will go there and you will go there and you will spend hours and you will love it, and you'll be like, holy crap, I can't believe this exists on the planet. And this year I went to the AMA Museum in Columbus, Ohio, and I went to Dale's Wheel Through Time. Both of them have their strong points. I really love AMA Museum because it's not Harley oriented, even though there is a Harley presence because of the movie On Any Given Sunday. Has a Harley presence in it, and they don't there's not like a Harley bashing like you read on like Revzilla postings and articles, or Cycle World did for decades. Um, and it's very, you know, it reminds you of every one of us who started out on mini bikes and dirt bikes. You know, they pay tribute to that, and the AMA Museum is definitely worth the trip to Columbus to go see it. The Wheels Through Time, which is, you know, the private market, was amazing, and I definitely am planning another trip down there, maybe this winter or maybe next spring. It was just so beautiful that, and I've been through. This is actually the second time I went through it. Me and Pete went to it in Illinois when Dale had it in Illinois, and Dale himself gave me and Pete a private tour, even though he just closed doors. We just happened to get there at the last minute. Um, what else was I going to say? Oh, the other commercial was for Jersey Discount Tools in Tottawa, New Jersey. Um, I think one of my recent videos I posted where they sent me a set of channel locks, um, that little vice grips that I put in my saddlebags. Um, yeah, I follow them on Facebook, and weekly they've got some special tool deal or something they created for a specialty tool that they created, that they manufactured for the customer, for the client, for the mechanic that uses the tools. And I just can't say enough about Jersey Discount Tools. I tell everybody about them. It's not, I get nothing out of it other than that I'm a tool guy. And while tools are easier to access now because of Harbor Freight being in every town, I still love Jersey Discount Tools. It's really grassroots. There's no private equity fund owns Jersey Discount Tools. It is Nick Morello and his son and his wife and their daughter-in-law and the family. It's a family business in a cool store in Tottawa, New Jersey. If you're in that area, Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, um, Hoboken, go to Tottawa, New Jersey. See the store. It's a beautiful store. There's easy motorcycle parking beside it. And tell Nick I sent you, and Nick will be happy. You'll love the store. It's so old-fashioned, like an old hardware store, but it's cool tools. And maybe he'll put you in the video. He has a great YouTube channel, and I'll post it down below here. Anyway, I guess it's the eggnog. Peace out, mofos.